Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Dark Knight Trilogy Kong Skydirve Unmasked Batman. This is Batman with a Chrstian Bale likeness. I got this guy at Target this morning. They were street dated for Friday, 2/23. Went in there early, got them, here we go. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, age of 12 plus, DC Multiverse Batman. Here he is in the package. We have the backpack with his cape, the sticky gun, a sticky bomb, display stand, and collector's card. One side of the package, Batman, Kong Skydive from the Dark Knight. Other side, Batman. At the bottom, there's his barcode, if that helps anybody. And on the back side, here's Batman from the Dark Knight Trilogy. So no further ado, let's open him up. And I did do two of these figures. Normally, I would open one and keep the other one unopened. But I'm actually going to open both these guys. I'm going to take the extra Bruce Wayne head and make it civilian, a Chrstian Bale Bruce Wayne in civilian attire. I have another one coming from the McFarlane toy store. That one will stay unopened. And there's also a platinum chase variant of this Kong Skydirve Batman. We'll be reviewing him as well. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He comes with a display stand, a collector's card, his sticky bomb gun, then one of those actual discharges, and then a backpack with his cape. Before taking a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Chrstian Bale as Batman from the Dark Knight, specifically from the scene in Hong Kong where he went to get Lau. He shot the sticky bombs all over the side, then he glided in there, got Lau, blew up the walls, and escaped in 2 or 3 minutes. This is the unmasked version. There is a platinum chase variant that has a wired cloth cape and a mask on, which is sort of saying this is the version as he's standing on the rooftop, getting ready, and then the other one is as he's gliding in. So, let's take a look at him. Start with the face here. Now, I can sort of see Chrstian Bale, but something seems a little off. The hair looks on point, the cheeks, the mouth look good. Something about the forehead and the eyes, I don't know, just something's a little off. Not bad though. Like I said, the hair looks absolutely fantastic. As we go further down, it's the same Dark Knight Batman body we've seen more than once before. It's got the armor plates all over it, the bat symbol chest, the gold belt, double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. We've seen this 2 or 3 times before, and it actually is pretty nice. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Now, the coloring is a little bit too dark, too tan. The hair looks okay. The mouth, the nose, I don't know, just a whole, something's just a little off. I can totally tell it's supposed to be Chrstian Bale, but something's just a little off. I've seen McFarlane do worse, and I've seen them do better. Now let's check out his accessories, starting off with the boring stuff. Here's a display stand, typical McFarlane stand we've seen a million times before. It's a black circle, thin, basic, but does a pretty good job standing up your figures. And now for his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of Batman from the Dark Knight. Batman, Dark Knight. On the back side there is a description. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause now. Now for his backpack. It's sort of like a metal backpack. It definitely looked like that in the film, and the part was kind of weird. He had this backpack on and the cape just sort of jumped out of that thing. I remember reading at one point they were planning on not having a cape with that figure, or having it tucked into the backpack like when it's in the Batpod, etc., but just didn't work out. I'm glad they went with the way they did, though. Here he is, without that backpack. Looks like he utilizes the same hole that his plastic cape would use. And then here he is, with his cape backpack attached. So now let's check out his sticky bomb and the little sort of discharge thing. So first of all, we do this. It's got all the silver around it. It's supposed to be the sort of adhesive that goes to the wall. It says 22 seconds on it. And since I got 2 of these things, I'm going to have 2 of these little bombs. That's pretty cool. It's flat on the back side. You could potentially put some sticky stuff on it and stick it on the wall. That'd be pretty cool. And then we have the sticky gun itself. Now, McFarlane has a really bad habit of making these oversized accessories, and this is no exception. It's really, really big, and it's really, really gummy. Beyond that, it looks good. At least it has 2 different colors, gold and black. Now, in the movie, he would hold this, he would take this and pump the back and then fire it. Now, the whole thing would compress down to a much smaller piece until he's ready to use it. It looks okay. Could use a little bit more paint variation, but the sculpt is definitely there, except it's way too freaking big. Here's Batman holding that sticky gun. Got the butt under his arm. That's actually not how he held it in the film, though. In the film, he had one hand holding the front, and then one hand holding here, and he sort of pumped the front to be able to shoot each sticky charge. This is more or less how he held it in the film. One hand to the front, pumping it, other one here. And this thing here should be sort of tucked under his arm to support it, hold it secure. The thing is just way too big and way too gummy for him to hold it properly. And since I got two of these figures, I have two of these little sticky bombs. That is excellent. And unless you've not been paying attention at all during this video, you know that I got two of these guys. One of which to keep as is, and one to remove his head and make an unmasked civilian Bruce Wayne, Chrstian Bale style. So I threw some of my suited figures in my fodder pile, and I saw this Jazzwares AEW Cody Rhodes. He's got the three-piece suit, similar to Chrstian Bale, and I actually have an extra one of these figures I got from a flash sale at Ringside Collectibles back last year at Thanksgiving time or so. So I don't even have to destroy my Cody Rhodes figure. I had an extra body, and I threw this Eddie Guerrero head on him. I bought a whole bunch of inmate versions of him, so I had extra heads. And guess what? Here we are. Now, hopefully, it fits on the peg and everything's good. It doesn't look too big. Let's heat up some water and see what's up. And you know what? I think it came out pretty good. Now, if I shove the head all the way down onto the peg, it looks a little too low, so you gotta kind of sit it on top. But I think it looks decent. I was worried the head might be a little too big, as McFarlane figures are a little bit bigger than Jazzwares AEW. I like it. Now, one sort of glaring issue is Cody Rhodes has this neck tattoo there. Maybe I could take some acetone and take that off. It really shouldn't be that hard. Worst case scenario, just paint over it. And I'll tell you, the flesh tones match almost perfect. Now I wanted to check out the differences, if any, between the regular Dark Knight Batman and this unmasked version. Obviously, this unmasked one doesn't have a cape, and he has the unmasked Bruce Wayne head. Beyond that, it looks to be 100% the same body, same sculpt, same articulation, no significant differences. Now, I chose this one to compare him to, which is from the Ultimate Batman Movie 6-pack, because he has a cloth cape and I can kind of move it out of the way. Backside here, you can see the hole for the plastic cape, which they utilize for his little backpack thing. It all looks the same. Now, one thing I do notice is the paint job is very different on the fists. Now, I do have the regular plastic cape version, and his fists are not really painted that well. So something a little special for the Ultimate Movie 6-pack version. But it's the same body that we've seen numerous times before. And it should be. There's no reason it should be different. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now for his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing right about 7.2 inches tall, which can translate to just over 18 centimeters. And now for his articulation. Start with his head. Of course, you can rotate side to side. You can look up and down, decent amount. Up, not too much. Down, a lot more, which is good because he should be looking off the side of the building. Tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders, the ball joint goes out 90 degrees. So the shoulder pads are soft. They kind of move out of the way and go above the shoulders. Nicely done. Up, down, around, all the good stuff. He's got a butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest. Increase the range of motion, covered large gap. He's got a bicep cut below that, and the armor's on the top part. Well done again. Double jointed elbows. His wrist can rotate, and it is going to be hinged as well. His torso, he's got a ball joint. Rotate around, forward and back. Another one in his waist. Rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, pretty good range of motion in the torso area. I get a lot more of the torso than the waist on this guy. Legs, complete as a splits. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation is non-existent. Legs go forward about that much. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And then his ankle. Forward and back. Rotate. Tilt, rock. And of course, toe articulation. Here's a look at Bruce Wayne in his office, Wayne Enterprises. Here's Bruce Wayne talking to Lucius Fox, making sure everything is set up before they go to take on Lau that evening. Here's a look at Batman or Bruce Wayne on a rooftop in Hong Kong, getting ready to make his precision move against Lau. And a closer look at Bruce Wayne, mentally preparing himself to jump off the side of a building. He puts his mask on and fires a sticky bomb towards Lau's building. The charges are in place, gives himself 2.5 minutes, He has this down to a science. Batman has to act quick. Stands up, gets ready to jump off the building. He looks down below, prepares to jump off. Here he is, flying down, getting ready to deploy his cape. Here's a look at the Platinum Chase variant of the Hong Kong Skydive Batman. Cape fully extended. And here, gliding through the skies of Hong Kong, getting ready to take it loud back to Gotham. Now let's check them out. Next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Chrstian Bale Dark Knight Batman figures. Here's the unmasked Chrstian Bale Hong Kong Skydive figure, next to the Platinum Chase variant. This is also called the Hong Kong Skydive figure, and it actually makes perfect sense as far as the variant goes. He has the wired cape. You can spread out very wide like he's gliding. So we have one from the first part of the rooftop scene, and then one where he's gliding in. Now this is unprecedented as far as Platinum Chase variants go. In the past, McFarlane's only done repaints. They've never changed accessories or changed the actual figure. But I think it's kind of cool. Unfortunately, this is the best of the different Dark Knight Batman figures out there. And if it's a Platinum Chase variant, it might be hard to find. Cape is magnificent, by the way. It's probably the best cape you're ever going to find on a $22 figure. And with my extra Batman body, since I made the civilian Bruce Wayne, I took one of my other Dark Knight heads, put it on it. That way I can have Batman without the mask on from the beginning of the scene. Then we put the mask on before the cape's on, and I have 2 backpacks for each guy here. Unfortunately, that does cause me to sacrifice one of my other Dark Knight figures, which I'm not willing to do, so I'm going to put it back. But it is pretty cool to have this entire scene. All 3 different incarnations of Batman. At the beginning, when he had the mask off, and the mask under his arm. And then, when he had the mask on, he was firing the sticky bomb. And then, when he was gliding, about to enter Lau's lair. And here are all 5 versions of the Chrstian Bale Dark Knight Batman that McFarlane has made. We have, starting with the far left, the single release and the Build a Bane wave. Then, the cloth cape release and the Batman Ultimate Movie 6-pack. Then this unmasked Hong Kong version. Then the cloth wired cape Platinum Chase variant of the Hong Kong version. And on the far right, the Jokerized version. I could see them even making more versions. Maybe just re-releasing them again with a cloth cape and saying Dark Knight Rises version. I would like to see a Batman Begins version, which is a different suit. And there are plenty more figures I could do. Bruce Wayne, his survival suit outfit, battle damage Batman, the list goes on and on. But right now they've captured the main look, the gliding look, unmasked look. Very happy. And as you saw earlier in the video, I took the second Hong Kong Batman I got, heated him up, took his head off, put it onto this wrestler body, and bam, Bruce Wayne in civilian attire. Excellent. Here are several different Chrstian Bale style Bruce Wayne figures that I have. The one on the 2 edges are Mafex style with Mafex heads and different Mafex bodies. Of course, we have this brand new one, sort of McFarlane style. And then the one to his right is Mattel DC Universe Classics or Move Master style, something sort of in between. Here's a shot of all my different Bruce Wayne figures I've made out there. Customizing and head swapping Bruce Wayne in civilian attire is one of my things, one of my specialties. Here's this McFarlane unmasked Chrstian Bale Batman, next to an older NECA American Psycho Chrstian Bale figure. The figure is quite old, the articulation sucks and it's in the pre-post stabbing position, but it could make a good Bruce Wayne. Had this guy for a long time. Which one do you guys think has a better likeness? It's hard to explain. They both have really good likenesses. They both captured in different ways. I think McFarlane won, but not by much. That NECA one still holds up pretty nicely. They really did a good job capturing sort of his eyebrows and his brow expression. It definitely screams Chrstian Bale. And now to check him out with some Dark Knight Chrstian Bale Batman figures from different various companies. Here he is, next to the Soap Studios version. I would not recommend it. I'm not a fan of Soap Studios figures. Then, next to the Mafex 3.0 Chrstian Bale Batman. I have the 1.0 and the 2.0, but there's no reason to pull them out and embarrass Mafex. Then, with the Motto King model kit Batman. This came with the Bat Signal and Batman sort of combo pack. For a model you build, this guy looks fantastic and has every bit of articulation as much as an action figure, probably more. And now, next to the SH Figure Arts Dark Knight Batman, and here with the Mattel Movie Master Dark Knight Batman, and finally, next to the Hot Toys 1/12 scale Dark Knight Batman. Here are a bunch of different Dark Knight Batman figures from different various companies, sort of in order of largest to smallest. On the left, McFarlane, then Soap Studios, then Mafex, then Motto King, then SH Figure Arts, then Mattel, and then Hot Toys. Now let's check him out. Next to some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is with the rest of this new wave. We have the Ben Affleck Batman, Batfleck, then the unmasked Hong Kong Batman, then the Platinum Chase variant of the Cat Ears Up Catwoman from Dark Knight Rises, and the Platinum Chase variant of the Hong Kong Batman with the cloth wired cape. All very solid releases. Just wish the Batfleck was a little taller. Now let's check him out with some other McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman figures. Here he is, next to some of their older Batman figures. And here he is, next to some of their more recent Batman figures. Then, with some more McFarlane Batman figures from different various forms of media. And now, with some other Dark Knight Trilogy figures. Here he is with the first wave of Dark Knight Trilogy figures. Buy all 4 of the figures, Joker, Batman, Two-Face, and Scarecrow, and you get to build Bane for the Dark Knight Rises. And then they released these San Diego Comic-Con exclusive figures. They were only available at the McFarlane Toy Store as a bundle. We have Bane and a couple more variations of Joker. And then the Batman Ultimate Movie 6-pack came with a cloth soft goods version of the Dark Knight Batman. Then they made this Dark Knight Trilogy Target exclusive Jokerized wave. And then we have this new Dark Knight Trilogy wave. Banger of a wave. They're all very well done. I'd say this Unmasked one is actually my least favorite of them, but he's still a very good figure. Now the only one I don't have is the Catwoman that comes in the Batpod. I should have her soon. Here are all of the different Dark Knight Trilogy figures McFarlane has made so far. Of course, as I said before, the next one I'm going to get is going to be the Batpod version of the Catwoman. Rumor is, on the leaked list, there's going to be doing a Tumbler with Lucius Fox 2-pack. That'll be really cool. And there are a ton of other figures from the Dark Knight Trilogy that we need. Now, I would say the most glaring omission at this point is a Batman Begins suit Batman. I really want him with my movie collection, but I would love Ra's al Ghul in both the suit form and ninja form. I would love Alfred, Gordon, Blake, Miranda Tate, Talia al Ghul. There's no limit to the different figures I would love from this line. Scarecrow in a regular business suit. They could milk this thing as far as they want to. Here are all the McFarlane DC Multiverse Platinum Chase variants, at least before Batman and Catwoman. Now I have 2 more to add to the collection, and I'm fully caught up in the Multiverse line. The Platinum Chase variants I'm still looking for are 2 of the McFarlane 1966 Retro Batgirl from the animated show in her black suit, 2 of the McFarlane DC Direct, the new Batman Adventures Batgirl in her purple suit, and then 2 of the McFarlane DC Direct Batman the Animated Series Commissioner Gordon, and that's for the lockup wave. If anybody has a word out there where I'm able to get one, or has a lead, please let me know. I would appreciate it. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you don't know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work way smaller. And I'm going to include as many Batman figures as I can during these comparisons. Since we already checked him out next to plenty of other McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman figures, here he is next to some more McFarlane toys. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane toys, all 7-inch scale. And now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures and some DST or Diamond Select toys, here he is next to the Blu-ray player's remote control. And here he is with some DC Direct and NECA Batman figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel Batman figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, next to some SH Figure Arts and some Jazzwares 4-net figures. Overall, it's a nice figure. They did a pretty good job with the unmasked head. Not perfect, but pretty good. Definitely a lot better than some of their earlier offerings. The body, pure reuse, but it should be, makes perfect sense. Backpack, accessories, actually really cool. The sticky gun is a little bit too big and too gummy, but I really appreciate having those sticky bombs that actually go on the windows. That's a really nice little feature there. But do I really need an unmasked Chrstian Bale Batman without a cape? Not really, although I had a lot of fun reenacting that scene. For me, most of the things I'm getting out of this is the Bruce Wayne figure I made, which is taking the head off this guy. But still, it's a very nice figure. If you want this version, they did a great job of achieving what they sought out for. Sculpt and paint job, good. Likeness, pretty good. Accessories, they're nice. Articulation's good. If I were to rate this guy, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10, just because I don't necessarily need the unmasked, capeless Chrstian Bale Batman. You can only use him for this one specific scene. Still, like I said, they did a good job for what they were achieving. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, This is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.